That is on them. Ladies and gentlemen, that is on them. That is not on you. Make it simple, make it easy. Fiction and publish this kid's book. Looks maxing. It's a thing. What's up, Knights? Welcome to this week's video. Today, we're going to be talking about something very simple. I was trying to decide what I'm going to talk about this week. How to brainwash yourself into a better version of yourself, aka the inputs and outputs of life. I think I will save that video for next week. So instead, we're going to be talking about something very simple. Dating. Or more likely, some very useful tips when it comes to dating. So let's dive into it. Tip number one. This is very important. On a first date, guys and girls, right? Whoever asked out the person and is picking the first date, do not, I repeat, do not pick the most expensive, craziest date you can imagine. All right, that sets you up for failure because you're not going to be able to afford crazy, elaborate things every single date. So you got to still right away, hey, we don't know each other and I'm not the richest guy in the world. So let's get to know each other before I start spending a lot of money on you. So what I always do is I just get a cup of coffee. First date, cup of coffee, maybe a light lunch, maybe. Definitely not dinner. Not something fancy. We're not going to a dang roller coaster amusement park. We're not doing that. We're not going to a 5-star restaurant. We're not going to some crazy place where we get to listen to a live orchestra or anything like that. No, we're not doing all that. All right, we are going for a cup of coffee so I can find out who you really are. So I'm not wasting my money on somebody that's not going to be worth it in the long run. The girl I'm dating right now, all right, love her to death. We met up at a coffee shop, a little hole-in-the-wall coffee shop. Did not spend more than maybe like $15 on that date, all right? Not even $15, more like 14, $13 on 2 cups of coffee. And we had a great time. And now, 9 months later, we're still together. All because of a cup of coffee. And if someone's going to stand you up because of a cup of coffee, then they're not worth it for you. I've been stood up before because I was like, hey, let's get a cup of coffee. They're like, sure. And then they never show up. That is on them. Ladies and gentlemen, that is on them. That is not on you. That is on them. So we get a cup of coffee. Make it simple. Make it easy. Don't try to be super impressive your first date. Don't start bragging about who you are. You can brag a little bit, but don't let it sound like bragging. Just talk about yourself. Like me, for example, my last first date, I told her about, hey, I'm fiction and publish this kid's book. I showed her the pictures I have and some of the story, and that was an extremely impressive thing, but it's something that I was currently working on in my life, something that was very important to me. Now, I'm not bragging about, hey, I got a nice car, I dressed really nice, and I wasn't doing all that. Yeah, I was dressed nice that day because I just got off work. All right, I dress nice for work. Nowadays, I dress nice in my regular life, but at the time, I was dressing nice just for work. So I texted her, beforehand. I was like, hey, guess what? I will be showing up in my work clothes. So, and I explained this to her, like, hey, this is what I look like when I go to work. It's not my regular everyday outfit. This is how I like to dress. And you had a fresh, clean haircut and everything like that. That's important. Yeah, look good, but don't try to look like you're bragging about how you look. Don't brag about your achievements. Don't brag about everything you've been doing in life. Just talk normally. Like, yeah, I'm working on this. I'm working on that. I'm not super far in this yet. Just starting this, but this I'm really far in, Now tell me about you, Listen more than you speak. It's another great tip for dating in your first couple of dates. Always listen more than you speak in your first couple of dates. All right? So, first date, coffee. Second date is think. What's a good second date? Just go get a slice of pizza. Go get like a burger. Go get something chill, a salad. You ain't got to go to a 5-star restaurant. 5-star restaurants, that's like I would say the 5th, 10th date, honestly. Even the 3rd date, you don't need to be doing 5 stars. You can go to like a 3-star, a 2-star. You can go to a little dive bar. You want to keep it chill and simple the first couple of dates. That way you can instill that, hey, I am not made of money. I am not going to be spending a lot of crazy money because I have things in my life, goals that I am reaching, that I'm going for. You want to do that. You need to do that. You don't want some woman who only wants you because you're spending money on her. All right, a lot of people fall for this. And a lot of women fall for guys that just want them because they're spending money on them. I've seen this too. I've seen it. So don't waste a lot of money right away. Don't brag a lot. Listen more than you talk. You got 2 ears, 1 mouth. Right? I think it was like Plato or Socrates that talked about that. It's like you have 2 ears, 1 mouth. Listen more than you speak. That's very important. Next up, we have the little things. The little things that mean so much, like opening the door for them. Open the door. You know, you see someone struggling, go step away from the date, go help this person real quick. Like the other day, I saw an old man fall down a flight of stairs. It was literally 2 steps. All right, it was like 1, 2, that was it. But he tripped and he fell, and I immediately got up and went and helped him up. Not to impress this woman, but because I'm a good guy, just to help this guy. But I know how impressive it was afterwards once I started thinking about it. I'm like, oh, wow, that's probably a very, to this person I'm dating, that's probably a very impressive thing that I did. They're probably like, wow, I can't believe he's jumped up to help that person like that. That's how we should already be. We should already be jumping up to help people. But if you're on a first date and you're not like that, start being like that. Let that be the calloused? Is that the word I'm thinking of? Let that be the starting point. Let that be the moment that you start doing this in your regular life too, okay? You don't need to just be all, knight in shining armor just around a woman. You mean knight in shining armor all the time, everywhere you go. But if you have to, start when you're on the date and start working that into your regular life, because it's good just to be a good person, people. So if you see someone struggling, go help them out a little bit. Be a good person. Especially if you're on a date, like, come on. That's just obvious, Be a knight in shining armor. Don't be a nice guy. Be a good guy. A nice guy, that's another thing. This can transition for women too. Don't be a nice woman, be a good woman. The nice guy, I read a book about this actually, and it's all about how the nice guy only is nice to get something. He's nice and he bends his will to everybody to get something. And he bows down to get something. He's always nice to everybody to get something. We're not trying to be like that. No, we're not doing things to get things. We're being a good person to be a good person. And this transitions into dating too, right? If you see the woman wants something, don't buy it for her so you'll get laid later. No, buy it for her because you're like, oh, she wants that. And I want to, it's a small little keychain. She mentioned she likes that. I'll go ahead and just buy it for her. $10, no big diggy. Okay, no big deal. As simple as that. Now, I know I said no elaborate spending on the first date, but there is one thing you have to spend money on the first date. This is very important. Tip your waiter or waitress. Tip them. This is so important, okay? $5, $10, whatever you got, make sure you tip. Don't tip no $2, $3. The very minimum, a $5 bill. Preferably like a $10 bill. Tip. Bring cash with you. Make sure you tip your waiter/waitress because this is so important. It will be so impressive when you pull out a $10 bill, hand it to the waiter or the waitress, and they go, thank you. All excited because they don't get tips like that often at a little teeny restaurant or coffee shop, okay? But make sure you do that. That's very important. And my coffee's done being made. So I'm going to catch y'all here in a few minutes. Real fast, quick side note. My hair is way too long up top. I just got this haircut, and honestly, I didn't realize how long it was up top until I started stylizing it like the next day, and it's just way too long. I definitely need to get a new haircut, which means another like $20, $30. But you gotta do what you gotta do in order to look good. Because I tell you what, I prefer to look good. I'm sure you do too. Looks maxing, it's a thing. Now here's some quick little tips about how to become a little more memorable on that first date. So 1, keep eye contact. Now don't do too much eye contact where it's creepy. Don't be like this the entire time. But like keep eye contact, kind of look off for a second, look back. Blink slowly. I ain't talking about like blink like this. I'm talking about a little, look at her as you're looking at her. Or him, depending if you're a woman or if you a man. Is it a man? Point is, blink like this. So by blinking like this, it gives a subtle little vibe check, if you will. You know, like she's kind of like reaching in to your vibe in a way, like a reverse vibe check. You know, you can kind of like control the narrative just a little bit with these little blinks. It's a very weird technique, but it works. Another technique is the mirroring technique, right? So this is a little more advanced, and some people take it way too far. But it's pretty simple. She, you know, crosses her arms, you cross your arms. You cross her leg, you cross her leg. I mean, you cross her leg. She crosses her legs, you cross your legs. You know, she does that, you do that. Now, don't do it right away. You know, give it a couple seconds. She does that. In a second, just be like, something similar, something simple. Don't do it for every single movement she does, or he, or whatever, because then it's just like you obviously doing it. But here and there, you know, if you notice she does a little mannerism, try to mimic said mannerism. If you want to be very memorable. Now, only do this on like the first date. After that, just be yourself. And talking about being yourself, you definitely want to be yourself on this first date too. You want them to know who you really are. Now, we all put up a little front, but try to break down that little front a little bit and be a little more open with this person about who you really are on first date. It might help you go a long way, just maybe. Now, if you just stupid out there, just don't be stupid out there in front of them. Stop being stupid out there. No, I just help. If you know what I mean by stupid out there, bonus points to you. Anyway, so those are just a couple quick little tips right there about how to be a little more memorable. And make sure you talk very matter-of-factly. You know what I'm saying? So I talk as I get. This is what life is about. I know what life is about 'cause I've been through life. So I know that this fact over here, this fact is a fact, and I'm saying it's a fact. Talk like that. You know, talk where you have certainty. There we go. Certainty. Be certain with your words. Be certain with what you say and how you say it. That will make you more memorable than anything else. But anyway, Knights, I hope you all enjoyed this video. Hope you got some information from this video. That'll help you in your dating lives. And remember, be nice, be kind, be respectful, and be yourself on these first dates. And don't take them to no damn fancy-ass sushi restaurant on your first date. Take them to get some cup of coffee. And remember, keep growing how you need to grow, Knights. Be noble, stay noble, live that noble lifestyle. I'll catch you on the next video.